What up, y'all? So I was had a drop off over here on the north side of Chicago. And guys, Chicago has so much beautiful history. Let me see. I think I'm gonna cut. Let me cut this get black thing off because I just know it's about to interrupt me. I gotta pay a visit to the Chicago Historical Society soon. Chicago just has so much rich history. I really love this city, guys. But they have, just like New York, they have just totally made so many things unbearable. I just delivered to this apartment building, and you guys know how I was telling y'all about how, like, you could tell how things were just really lavish. Let me see. Let me just show y'all. See if we can see the facade. You already know about the Uptown Theater. Let's see here, guys. I just want to show y'all the place I just dropped off to. It's called. Most of the apartment buildings, you can tell they're like old 1920 something hotels that's been turned into apartments. You see the canopy there, and you walk in. But you guys can just see the lobby of this apartment building. And you could tell it used to be a hotel back in the 20s. They see you got a fountain right there in the middle. You could just look at the way everything is adorned. When you walk into these apartment buildings on the north side of Chicago, everything, like, this is what I was telling you guys. We have failed so far. Okay? Y'all, that's what I told y'all. Some of y'all think that just because the capitalists are running things, you think we got the best. No. Guys, everything. Y'all just seen that lobby. That's the lobby of an apartment building. Guys, 80% of the apartment buildings on the north side of Chicago look exactly like that. They are adorned. And whoever the owners of these buildings is, I got to give it up to them. Most of them go out their way to keep the building looking like how it used to look. It's like you go into these apartment buildings and the atrium is like, you don't know if it's an apartment, hotel, or a theater, like the Uptown Theater. So, y'all remember when I did the Uptown Theater again, guys, north side Chicago, Al Capone days. You're talking about this was the best. This was the most high class time ever in history. And you know what? Guess what, guys? It was less crime when the mob was running things. They love to make it seem like, oh, these gangsters were so bad, and this. Yeah, well, they did a lot of bad things, but so do corrupt politicians too. Don't believe that shit. It's more corrupt and dangerous and more killing going on now than when the mob was running things, especially in Vegas. Everything was wonderful when the mob ran everything. It was extravagant. If somebody did something out of character, they didn't get away with it. Of course, you didn't have all these queers and all these men with no kahunas running around everywhere. Men actually owned up to their words. You understand what I'm saying? Your word means everything. Okay. So I just want to tell you that now. I just dropped off, and I just thought about something. I say, the St. Valentine's massacre. What was it? Let's see, when did this happen? It wasn't 1914. Is it 1914? I'm not even sure. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Chicago, Illinois. One of the most gruesome murders of all time, right? It's amazing. You see these old movies in Chicago. You had guys riding down the streets in these old cars with Tommy guns. Whatever happened to the Tommy gun? I mean, man, let me tell y'all something. What would I give to get in a time machine and just be able to walk down north side of Chicago in 1920? Guys, where we have devolved, okay? We are so far from sophistication, it's not even funny. They make us think because we're in the year 2020 something that this is the best. No, and that's how they be lying to you about history. Now, we already talked about this. 1920s, black people wore trench coats and suits and ties. Men wore suits and ties. Women wore skirts. Women did not wear jeans. Women wearing jeans is a new that's a new that's a whole that's like actually a whole new thing for them, which made them very masculine. But we see all those curves, us guys, and it just makes us go crazy. But because we don't think. But if a woman had to put on a pair of jeans like 100 years ago, she would have been looked at as she would have been looked at as insane. First of all, I mean, and that's what we are mentally, guys. That's how y'all know I'm not inside the box. I'm like, look, everything going on right now is insanity, and what you think is normal is totally not normal, right? Women wearing jeans. Y'all know how ridiculous that actually is when you look at it, especially the fact that the way this system is made, they need to be getting some air up there. Okay? Long story. We're not going to get into that. Okay? We think, women wearing, that is a new, women wearing jeans, that's like totally new. Never was heard of for millions of years. All of a sudden, women wearing jeans. The woman thinks she's a man now. Pair of jeans, think about it, hard hat, bucket, going off to work. The new woman is the new man, basically. And now men want to be women. See? So anyway, guys, back to talking about this St. Valentine's Day massacre. I believe they got an old movie on this, but I knew I was near the location of where it happened, so I just typed in the address right now. And let me bring it back up again because I want to know exactly where it is. I want to see what building is there right now. Let me see here. All right, it says I'm so funny to this drop off. It says I'm 0.3 miles away. All right, here we go, guys. So we about to check out what building. It's by the Chicago Historical Museum. I gotta go there. So y'all see the red dot? That's where the St. Valentine's Day massacre happened. And of course, the triangle is where I'm sitting right now. I just dropped off at this apartment complex. I would get an apartment in Chicago, guys, but y'all already know about the parking situation. But anyway, let's check. Let me see. Let's check this out, though. I just want to know what building is on that site right now. Put on my seatbelt here, guys, and take a stroll over there. I mean, when I first saw how they killed those guys in a movie, or how they described it on the History Channel, I was just like, man. I mean, them Tommy guns ripped them bodies up so much. They were like bits and pieces. But I believe, if I'm not wrong, it was one guy who was still alive that actually died in the hospital, which is absolutely amazing that, like, it was one guy who was still alive. You know what I'm saying? But most of them was just, I mean, them Tommy guns chopped them up like in bits and pieces. It's unbelievable. I don't know how one guy was still alive. That's actually amazing. I guess maybe some other bodies fell on top of him and he just, was able to survive for a few more hours or whatever. But man, I would have hated to be the first responders at that scene. Oh my God, guys, we living in a time where you don't even like to see blood cutting on your own damn finger, let alone walking into some place and you see a bunch of bodies look like minced meat, blood all on the wall. I mean, my God, I would not have wanted to be the first responders. Let me see, this thing says I'm going the other way. Oh, I gotta go. My bad, y'all. I gotta do a U-turn. It says I'm going the wrong way. That's okay. We'll do a quick U-turn real quick. This is why I like driving at this time, because I can do a lot of silly stuff and relax. Y'all, I be doing a lot of crazy stuff at this time. Don't even get me started. All right, let's go see what this thing is. North side of Chicago, though, man. I told y'all I lived in Rogers Park for a few years. I love the north side of Chicago. And as far as the whole gay thing, that used to only be in Boys Town. Now it's like pretty much 90% of the north side is gay. But like I told y'all, it's gay all over the city. It's not just the north side just because they advertise it. There's gay people everywhere. There's gay people in the hoods, in black neighborhoods. There's gay gangsters, gay thugs. They everywhere. Not just the north side. That's what people need to understand. Okay, so it says we're about to roll up on this building right now. It says the address is 2122. Let me see. I think it's across the light. Yeah, we gotta cross this 2120. Yeah, we gotta cross the light. It's on the other side of this light right here. I just want to see if it's still there. So this is the old. This is where it is right here. Let me see. Okay, I just want to see if the building is still there. What's going on? 2116, 2118. Nah, it's not. There's nothing there. Because you see right here, let's see, the address is 212 North Clark Street. You got 2118 right there. Okay, this is 2120. So the building is actually not there no more. Because this is 2120. Right there, that's 2120. Which means the building would have been right next door to 2120. And as y'all see, it's not there anymore. That makes sense too, because man, why would you have a building still there, you know? I recognize the documentary though, because looking across the street, you know, I recognize some of the apartments on the other side of the street. I recognize them. But yeah, North Side Chicago, guys, is one of the most historical places you could ever see in your life, even to this day. You know, Wrigley Field, which I think Wrigley Field was built on top of a graveyard. That's why the Cubs couldn't win until they allowed them to win. Still interested in that Back to the Future thing when they predicted the Cubs to win the World Series and they end up winning a year later. And I forget how that goes, but people explain why it was a year later. But that movie accurately predicted the Cubs win the World Series, at least, you know, within a year. It's like, come on, man. You know why Vegas probably did that too? Because they probably knew a lot of bettors. Because when you have people you know, you got a lot of superstitious people out there. There was probably a lot of people who took that movie seriously. You know what I mean? And they said, we ain't gonna let it happen this year. We gonna gaslight them and make them feel crazy for even trying it. And then we gonna make them win next year, laugh in their face. Boy, I tell y'all, it's something else. It's something else. Because y'all remember, and I always tell y'all, I picked up Michael J. Fox one time off a jet plane. But there's some Mandela effects going on in that movie. But y'all remember Trump got rich, or Biff got that rich, aka Trump. He got rich because he had an almanac that he had got from because he had what happened? He got in that time machine and he found that almanac. And this was the stuff that I really like listening to Into the Stars channel about. I mean, I be going back in his archives now because, you know, his channel to me. Great guy, but his channel, to me, from where he was last year, and you know, you can't expect people to stay the same either. You know, rappers don't stay the same. Nobody stays the same. I'll be talking about something different 5 years from now. You know what I'm saying? But his channel now, it just kind of reminds. He didn't turn into the National Enquirer. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's for a different type of crowd. But I just appreciate him for that. When he got into the Trump and the whole Back to the Future stuff. Man, that's when I was really like, I was hanging on every word, you know what I'm saying? And that's what y'all need to really go to his channel to check out, man. This Trump dude. Y'all need to look up everything about this dude. And I believe the Bible when it's talk about, you know, the last Trump. I believe they talking about Trump. That's why we believe he gonna be elected in 2000, what was it, in 2024, whatever. Okay? The Bible talk about at the last Trump. I mean, come on, man. We know we living in the end times. We know we're in a prophecy. 2012 to 2020 is the end. And then the Bible talk about how our bodies are going to become incorruptible. Y'all see the signs and symbols going on in my life. The last Trump. Come on, man. That's why I tell y'all, man, don't think too much about getting rich. Get your spiritual house in order. We are in that time, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed this, boy, man. But yeah, man, Chicago, boy. Whew. Uptown Chicago is probably one of the most historical places to be in the whole country. Okay, I don't even, be honest with y'all, I don't even think New York can rival Uptown Chicago. Okay, as far as like just the mystique that Uptown Chicago has. It kind of takes you back into the 1920s. Even as I'm driving down Clark Street right now, it's like this is where it all happened, man. This is where everything went down, Uptown Chicago. And then they wouldn't build the grandest movie palace in the world in Uptown Chicago for nothing. Uptown Chicago used to be the classiest place in the entire country. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.